Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 on the PS5. Tonight it's round 17. We're heading to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. So here we are then, ready for the 17th race of our second season. As you can see, massively ahead of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship, and things are still razor thin between George and Lewis. They are tied on 307 points each, massively ahead of Max, so unless something goes horrendously wrong, he's not going to be involved in this fight. That said, the Red Bull has been very quick in the last couple of races, and if that continues, we could potentially be in some trouble. We shall see. But we are, 117 points clear right now. So as long as we can keep, getting podiums, I don't think Max has got enough races left to actually close the gap significantly to interject himself into that title fight. George currently leading by merit of the fact that he has 8 wins over Lewis's 4, and that's the only thing that separates them in terms of who's first and who's second. So very, very close. Also, I think we actually broke the cost cap, so I think that might be it for us for any further expenditure. I don't know if we're going to be able to do any more research. I don't know if we're going to be able to do any more developments. I don't even know if we're going to be able to actually make any more parts unless we go down the emergency manufacturing route. I really hope that's not the case. So we've got 4 projects going through right now, and then I think that might be it. I think these might be the last projects that we can do this year. So we are potentially going to leave Mercedes in a slightly vulnerable position. Simply because we broke the cost cap way earlier than I was expecting to. It's only September and the season's got another 2 months to go yet, so yeah, this could be a bit messy. But we've been so unlucky with collisions. I mean, in this season we've gone through so many new powertrain components, specifically with Lewis's car, but also with George's as well. We've gone through a couple, so it's been very expensive on that respect. Let's have a quick butchers at where our car sits in comparison to everyone else's, and it's not looking great, is it? Once mighty superior car is starting to show signs of lagging behind a little bit. You can see our speed is 3rd as opposed to being first and comfortably first. Our cornering has gone from being top everywhere and is now, not quite there. And if we have a look at Max's Red Bull, he's going to be a real pain in the ass for us in the next what, 6-7 races to go, I think. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting and potentially painful run-in. We shall see. Right, let's set some targets for tonight's race. The incentive is just to get 1 car in Q3. That's unfortunate. That's very cheap. We're going to go 2 in the top 4. We're going to go 2 cars into Q2. The incentive is the fastest lap. It's worth 140 grand. We're going to try and get 2 in the top 3. I'm wary of Max. I think we've easily got the measure of the Ferraris at the moment. I'm pretty sure we can beat Checo, but Max is another matter. And then the finish position streak, 1 in the top 6 for 2 races. That's a brand new finish position streak that's been generated for us, and we are 3 races down on our 2 in the top 6 quali streak. 2 more races in that to go, including tonight's. Right, incentives are set. Let's just check car builds before we go any further as well. We have 1 chassis, so we're going to hold off on that and wait till we've got 2. Enough front wings, enough rear wings, only 1 of the new side pods, so again we'll hold off on that till we get the new one for the other car as well. We're okay on underfloors, and only 1 of the new suspensions. So it is going to be Lusail in Qatar where we unveil our new upgrades then, by the look of it. Right, let's head to the Japanese Grand Prix.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favourite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. Suzuka is a high-speed, high-downforce circuit with unpredictable weather. Drivers need to have total trust in their cars to make the most of this challenging figure-of-8 lap.
In the Constructors' title battle, it's Mercedes who are currently leading. And as we progress with round 17, we're well past the halfway point of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Alright, say hello to everyone in the chat. Marcel's here, Mr. Water is here, Horrific is here as well, good to see you, and Zane is here. Let's see. Anthony's still having problems with Danny Rick in his save. Cost you 4 million last night. Ouch. Can we skip practice? No, we can't. Practice is all about getting our car dialed in and also getting our drivers experience as well. We're going to drop Lewis for today's practice session. There we go. The run plan for Suzuka is normally 17 laps. Again, we're going to overfuel Teo just in case we nail it in the first attempt, so that we can get his stuff done without putting unnecessary extra mileage on the car. Let's swap to that engine. And yeah, we'll go with that ERS unit. I think I can squeeze a touch more life out of that gearbox. But having said that, I've got plenty of gearboxes to go with, so we'll go with the 32, just in case he has a shunt. Right. Setup. Let's go with my most recent setup, which is 8.5, 13.5, 7.3, 2.9, and 0. There we go. And we'll leave the hards on for George. He's going to do 2 runs. So we'll go 17 laps, drop his pace. There we go. Swap out his parts. So we'll go with the 59% engine, the 49% ERS, and we'll go with the 43% gearbox. There we go. Right, setup for George. Let's go 7, 13, 5.5, 3.50, and 0. And let's see how we do with that one. Right, cars are set, drivers are ready. Let's send them to the track.
Radio check.
Copy, radio check, radio check.
And Thanks, loud and clear.
Alright, there we go. Got them off and running. Evening Victor, evening Baron, good to see you guys. How are you tonight? Forgive you if you fall asleep. I'm starting a new job today, says Anthony. Well, if you fall asleep while you're watching, that's fine. Still, as long as you continue to carry on watching while you're asleep, that's fine. And then you have to watch it again when you wake up again. So, yeah, I'm all cool with that. Just don't fall asleep while you're managing your team, or else your drivers will crash and burn, or run out of fuel, or tyres will explode, or something like that. Evening VXR. Mr. Watson fell asleep last night. Yeah, I have been toying with the idea of maybe bringing the series forward an hour, starting at 8 o'clock instead of 9, so that we're done before midnight on a much more consistent basis. I'll think about that. Might save that for season 3. We'll see.
VSC. So just now top of the Delta. Copy.
I'm doing well, Baron. Thank you for asking. Victor has just got the game and starting his Mercedes save. Good man. Bottas has binned it. He is the reason we have the VSC.
VSC ending.
Oh, look at that. Fantastic. We nailed it right out the gate with Teo. So we'll leave him on track then until he gets his driver development done. Then we'll pull him in. Can we do that with George as well? I don't think we've ever done that before. Nailed them both at 100 right out the gate. Evening, Farron.
Balance check.
No, we can't. Okay, it was, you know, it was a brief little pipe dream there. But hey, we nailed it with Porsche, so that's excellent. It means we can just wait till he gets his driver knowledge or his driver experience gained, and then we can just pull him in, and that's that car. It's perfectly set for Lewis. It might be the first time we've actually done that with Teo this year. Nailed it right out the gate like that. We've been very close before. We've been at like 97, 96. I think it's the first time we've actually got the 100 straight away. The XR wants me to sign Hamilton for my next team. Yeah, it's not going to happen. One, I think Farah would probably hunt me down and murder me in my sleep. And two, if we're going to a lower team, there's no way in the world we're going to be able to afford Lewis's contract. If he's turning down 31.5 million for another season at Mercedes, there's no way in the world, A, we can convince him to sign for someone like Haas or Alfa Romeo. And even if we could, he'd probably want at least 35 million, and he's just like, no, not going to happen. Just don't have the budget. Right, so we need a 13.5 rear wing. Okay. Let's go to that. Let's go to a 6.4. And you know what? I'm going to leave it like that. Because that is also a setup that I have in the book. So, yeah, we'll try 7, 13.5, 6.4, 3.5, and 0. Who am I going to? Don't know yet. I'm going to wait until the end of the season, see which team finishes where. I'm also paying attention to teams' results in the closing stages of the season, so I can see which team has slipped the most, and consider them. Yeah, and then I'll throw up some options, and I'll actually throw it open to a vote for you. And I'll let you guys pick from a list of maybe 2 or 3 teams. We'll see. Right, Teo hasn't got his driver knowledge yet. He's got to be getting close though. Can you vote AlphaTauri? If I select them as one of the options, then yes, you can vote for AlphaTauri. But if I don't, then no. It's simple as. Right, did we get it with Teo? No, not yet. So we need to keep him on track. Come on, Teo. Don't run out of fuel on me now. Come on. Taking longer than it should do. Come on. I've got to call him in. He's going to run out of fuel. There we go. He's done it. Whew, just.
And yes, we have. We've had a crash. What happened there?
If you had the game, you'd probably end up with Williams. Williams are much better. Oh, that's a big shunt for Mick.
As for the team back in the garage, that was a tough moment to watch.
Yeah, Williams are a stronger team in the game this year. As we've seen here in Season 2 as well, you know, they are regularly scoring points. Not huge points, but they're in the points on a consistent basis. They're a team that seems to be on a little bit of an upward trajectory.
Keep an eye on your delta. Copy.
One of the teams I'm definitely leaning towards is McLaren, just because they are still nowhere.
Copy. Are you happy with tyre temps?
And I'm trying to avoid Williams because we did 3 seasons of Williams last year.
Say what you like on the balance.
And there we go. We've got 100% for George, so we chose the right setup that time. So both of our cars are perfectly set up before we've even finished practice 1. That is awesome stuff. Fantastic, there we go. So we have penalties for Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, Anthony's favourite, Danny Rick, Nico Hülkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, Sainz and Piastri and Bottas. That's a lot of penalties, and I think Bottas may possibly because he just put the car straight into the wall very early on. I don't think he even did a lap. He didn't. He binned it on his outlap. practice 2. So Lewis is back in the car now. We are going to go with, let's see, let's go 26 laps of fuel for George. And for Lewis, we're going to go 36 laps of fuel on the hard tyres. Let's just check the car will get through. Yes, it will. Right, send them back out. So we don't have to worry about generating feedback in this. We can just let them run and hope that they don't do something stupid.
I got damage.
Okay, stand by.
So it's going to be weird seeing Bono with a different driver at Mercedes next season. Obviously we're not going to be here, but yeah, Bono's going to be Teo's engineer next year. Victor's now on Farah's banned list. Evening, Andy. Interestingly, Farah did not deny that he would hunt me down in my sleep if I signed Hamilton at my next team, so I think I'm making the right decision by blacklisting Hamilton for next season.
Just check everything okay?
Copy that, we're looking.
What's happening to Lewis? He's out of contract at the end of the season. We're replacing him with Porsche. Couldn't remember his name for a second then. Replacing him with Porsche because he wouldn't sign another deal. He may possibly retire at the end of this year, but if he doesn't, we're not going to be signing him with whichever team we end up at. Get Stroll on board. This is OP. What I might do is I might just hire Stroll just so I can immediately fire him and get him off the grid. Would be a very expensive endeavour, but ultimately I think it would be the best thing for mankind. Remember the rich energy and fasting? Yes. Unfortunately.
Eyes are okay?
Surface temps are low all round.
Do you think Stroll will be out of F1 after this season? No, I don't think he will. But I think he's probably only got 2 more years left before his father runs out of patience if he continues to perform like he has done this season. Okay, practice 1 and 2 are in the books. Final practice, let's go softs, and we'll go 22 laps of fuel, and we'll go mediums, and we'll go 34 laps of fuel. So the track knowledge will go up in FP3. Yeah, I mean, with track knowledge, the longer you run in in one concurrent period, then the more you accrue. So when you start a run like this, sending Russell out on this run, for the first sort of 10 to 15 minutes of that run, he accrues at a low rate, and then everything after that goes up at a much higher rate, and will continue to do that until you call the car back in. And then when you send it back out again, or if he has a big spin, then that rate will plateau back down to its lower level again, and then you've got to go another 10 minutes to 15 minutes to build that back up to the point where it starts to accelerate at a higher rate again. I'll show you a visualization of what I just explained once the cars have run for a few laps. So there you can see the prediction. You can see at around the 15-minute mark how it suddenly starts to go up at a much higher rate. You also get these weird little blips in the graph every time you flip over to the page, but you can see that transition from a very gradual gain to a much steeper gain, and it will stay like that until we call the drivers in, and then it will reset them back to the slower gain, and then they again have to go 10 to 15 minutes to build that back up to the higher gain again. So ideally, if you're looking to just gain track knowledge, you want them running for a long time, so you can see how quickly they can gain over an extended run. But if you're looking to focus on setups, you want to get them in once you've got that knowledge. So what I like to do in session 1, I like to do two different runs of about 25 minutes each, so that they gain some track knowledge, but you've got 2 attempts to dial the car in session 1. And then at the start of session 2, you can maybe tweak the setup a bit more, send them out for an extended run of maybe 25 to 30 laps, and then do the same again with whatever you think is needed for an extended run in the 3rd session. Again, you can make those tweaks between the sessions 2 and 3 to finalize your car, and do that. And if you run a rookie in FP1 instead of one of your main drivers, then obviously you're going to get some extra boosting to their experience gain. But it does come at the cost of your driver. Your first team driver will not be getting any track knowledge in that first session. So this is why what I like to do is to try and get the car nailed as quickly as possible in session 1, and then in session 2 I just run my driver for the entire session on one run. So he gains a lot of track knowledge in that first session. Gets him up to about halfway, and then it gives you a little bit of leeway to then, if you need to make a change in session 3 into the setup, you can do a run of say half the session, make a quick change, and then send him out for the other half of the session, and you should just about still make it all the way up to 100. But track knowledge is not the most important thing. Car setup is the most important thing. It accounts for 50% of your driver's confidence level going into the Grand Prix. So track knowledge and car part knowledge each account for about 25% of that. So when it comes to prioritizing, you want to prioritize the setup. That's more important than the track knowledge. Right, quick check. Any other penalties being added in? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Both of our drivers fully prepped and ready. Comfortably in the very high confidence bracket there.
Let's hope the teams took full advantage of practice. It's time for qualifying.
Suzuka is a notorious circuit both for its unpredictable weather and the difficulty of closely following other cars. Making the right call on when to head out to avoid traffic and dirty air can make all the difference here.
Now, there's been a bit of talk about Sergio Perez of late. How's he going to be feeling, do you think?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
And with that, let's get back onto the track.
Evening Bakir, if I didn't say evening earlier. Good to see you tonight. Right, time for quali. Let's get the good stuff in the car. There we go, that's George's car done. I'm just going to do the one flying lap. Should be enough. We've got that engine and that ERS and that gearbox. Okay, let's send them to the track. See how well we do in the first session.
With the warm-up.
Are there any more penalties for the last few races with both drivers? Are you talking about our drivers? Not planning on taking any more component penalties, no. Lewis is going to take another gearbox. No, he's got another one below in that list. Besides, even having broken the cost cap, I'm very wary now of paying anything else out. The only way we'll make a change is if a component switch is if we absolutely have to. Evening, Ben. So the parts they've got are essentially what they've got now for the rest of the season. So hopefully it should be good. When will I wrap up the Constructors' Championship? I haven't worked it out, but not for a while. There are still 7 races to go, including this one. And we've got a sprint at Losail, a sprint at Cota, and that's the next 2 Grand Prix. Then we've got Mexico, then we've got a sprint at Brazil, and then we've got Vegas and Abu Dhabi. So
Good to go.
There's a lot of points still available. When you break the cost cap, you get a fine equal to the amount that you've broken the cost cap by, but I think that's every month until the end of the season. No, there's no point deduction. There's no wind tunnel or CFD penalties applied. It's just financial. As long as we can keep the board happy with results, we shouldn't get fired. I am curious as to what it will do to my manager rating, though. Lewis about to cross the line and goes top with a 126.8.
Tight. It's box and call the car.
And a 126.4 for George.
So
3
to
tenths
get that
faster.
delta negative, and we will box end of this lap.
Yeah, copy.
So let's see what everyone else can do. Alonso with a quick lap. Here's Max. I think, given that we can't develop our car any further this year, I think Max could start winning some Grand Prix. We're going to fight him like hell, but given how much we've had to push in the last 2 races to get him, yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Max starts to win some races in the run up to the end of the season. All right, we're losing Albon. Oh, that's a surprise. Along with Piastri, Magnussen, Norris, and Schumacher, Hulkenberg has made it out. Unless there are still cars on a flying lap. Albon is definitely out though. Oh yeah, there we go. There goes Mick. Oh, Lando's out as well. So both McLarens out in the first session. Interesting. All right, let's go with the second session, the same tyres. There we go. Again, we're just going to try and do 1 lap. We'll send out Lewis first this time.
Understood.
There's quite a few cars coming out early this time.
Wake up those rear brakes.
Copy.
Oh, and someone's gone off already. Or they just run wide. It might just be running wide. I think. Yeah, Hulkenberg ran wide.
Right, let's follow the action now at turn 7.
Oh, into the gravel at Dunlop.
No, that's not quite what they would have wanted. And you really can't do that too often with these cars.
Max is on track as well, and I think he's tucked in right behind a Ferrari here. He is, so he's going to get quite a nice little slipstream. Although that Ferrari hasn't been amazingly quick, so this might actually slow him down a touch. It might get too much dirty air.
So the circuit should be all clear. Good to go.
Right then, Lewis winding up to start his lap. And now George does the same.
So no one ahead. Yeah, let's go for it.
Right, potential traffic issues for George on his lap. Not the Haas, because that's on a flying lap as well, but the AlphaTauri of Ricciardo that's just popped out might prove problematic. Lewis has got a clear run all the way to the line. There is Ricciardo. George quicker than Lewis in the first sector. Oh, and he definitely got held there. So, it's going to be a slow middle sector for George. Hopefully he'll still be quick enough to get through, but we might have to run him again. So Lewis sets a pace with a 1:27.2.
So just confirming boxing and back into the garage.
Yep.
That's a 1:27.0. Russell was actually quicker.
And if we could just get that delta
Did not expect that. Maybe Lewis just had a particularly poor lap. Max half a second off, but he will improve. Alonso goes faster. Oh, and we got a red flag.
It's a red flag.
Are we going to get a replay? It's an Aston. Is that Alonso or is it Stroll?
Keep watching Alonso.
It's Alonso.
With this one. And
Oh, he loses it at
there's
Degma
contact
2
with
into the
barrier.
wall. There was a
How
big
will this
thump
affect
there.
their chances heading towards the Grand Prix, I wonder?
Well, that's Alonso out of qualifying, so even if he gets through, he will not qualify any higher than 10th. He will take no further part. And he's going to get through, so he's going to start the race in 10th, plus any penalties that he incurs as well. Let's have a quick butcher's at his car. So, let's see. He was running all new everything in the last race, wasn't he? That's what his power components look like now. Let's see what they look like in the race, because I'm guessing they're going to be lower. That was a hefty shunt, and he probably will have gone in arse first as well, which will have done some serious damage. Can you see the sector times? No, unfortunately. It's one of my biggest annoyances. I mean, you can see sector times, but they're meaningless because they don't show you, the gaps, whether you're up or down. You just see what you did that sector. It's just poorly implemented. Both of our drivers are comfortably through. Sainz is out again. Well, another disappointment for Sainz. He must have got caught in traffic on that run. A lot of cars would have spilled out, considering the red flag halted a few people's laps there. Leclerc and Verstappen only just kind of getting through. Bottas was close. Lots of penalties below us. We've got 2 penalties in the top 10, plus whatever happens to Alonso as well. Right, Q3. We're going to go 1 lap on the olds, and then 2 laps on the news. Alpines showing good form. Yeah, I mean, the Alpines, you know, they're always consistently around the lower end of the top 10 in qualifying.
Copy.
Let's just focus on...
They're a team that just needs that little bit of extra impetus to get them a little bit further up. Ocon's been doing wonders in the races of late. Apart from the last one, where he had an absolute nightmare. But, no, generally Ocon's been very, very consistent. Gasly's been a little bit more erratic. But if they can get a good development over the winter, then they could be a team to watch for next season. Sonoda has joined us on track, which means we're probably going to get a little there we go, a little flurry of activity just as we start to come up towards the pits.
So, all clear ahead.
So that is Max making his way out. And now Stroll and Gasly. George should get clear of those two, but I don't know about Lewis. He's going to have to fight them somewhere. Oh, the Senna S's is one of the worst places to catch a car. Russell gets through at Dunlop. Not a great first sector for Lewis. But this is our banker lap. This is just to try and boost our confidence level a little bit before we do the 2-lap run on the new tyres. So it's not the end of the world. So George is going to set the early pace. And does so with a 1:27.0.
So if we could just get that delta negative, and we will box end of this lap.
Yeah, copy.
And Lewis is nearly 7/10 slower. Yeah, he got held up really badly.
Box and call the car.
Understood.
Russell's time is good enough to keep hold of provisional pole for now. We can go faster than that. And Lewis is going to improve dramatically in his stint on the new tyres. Here we go. 2 flying laps on brand new tyres. Perez has pipped us.
We should do some work on the brakes.
Understood.
Stroll's up there in 3rd. Aston have brought some upgrades by the look of it.
Be careful with the warm-up.
Yep.
Well, actually, no, it might just be Stroll's running new components. Yeah. New engine, new ERS for Stroll. Right, let's have a look at confidence levels. That's Lewis's current confidence level. A good strong lap here. Could see him getting to peak in time for his second flying lap. George is right on the edge of peak there, just inside. So this should... Oh, no, he's just dipped out. So, a decent flying lap for George will get him into peak for his second flying lap.
Good to go.
So we've got clear track now. You're good to go.
There is a car coming out. It is Sonoda. That's not ideal. Yeah, that's a delay for Russell. He's going to lose a few tenths from that. See if Hamilton can get through nice and cleanly. No improvement for George in the first sector, understandably. Lewis does improve. Can we get past Sonoda before Spoon? Yes, we can. So this should be a nice, clean, tidy lap for Lewis here. He needs to improve because he is way off the pace at the moment. George has gone quicker in the middle sector. That's got him into peak confidence. Oh, and he maxes his confidence level just in time for his second flying run. He does improve and goes 21 thousandths faster than Perez. And Lewis improves, but I didn't see what his time was. Let's have a look. A 1:27.3. That's still off the pace. He's about 4 tenths off. But he has also just about snuck into peak. So we, again, should see an improvement from Lewis on this next run. And now we get to destroy Yuki's lap. So Max starting his second flying run. Goes into turn one.
Circuit is all clear ahead now.
So this is it. This is the battle for pole.
So that circuit's all clear. So you're good to go.
Once again, George is going to come up against Yuki. going to get him a slightly more favourable position this time, I think. Still might take a little bit of a loss. Oh, yeah, he blocked him in Degner 1. Gets stuck behind him through Degner 2. Yeah, that's going to hurt. He's still improved, but it's going to hurt. George is green in Sector 1. Lewis is purple. And Lewis trying to get past Yuki through 220R before we get to Spoon. He's not going to make it. So Lewis is going to get held up. Not too much, but enough. No improvement in the middle for George. Lewis is still up in the middle sector. And George does not improve his time. And Lewis goes pole. Right. Can he hold on to it? Perez is still on a flying lap. So is Ocon. Ocon finishes in 6th place. Leclerc is also on a flying lap. There is Charles Leclerc coming out of the triangle. Leclerc does not improve. Perez takes pole. Wow, where did that come from?
P2. Well done, Lewis.
Well,
Sergio Perez just took pole from us. Ah. And of course Alonso's not running because he binned it in Q2. So there you go, Perez on pole position. He found 3/10 in that final session there. And it was enough.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder? And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
This Suzuka circuit is primed and ready and waiting to see Formula One's finest battle it out.
That Raikkonen race, that was epic. Was it 2005? Is McLaren sweeping around, I think, Schumacher on the first turn of the final lap to take the lead, having started in 17th. He was just mighty that day, just cutting his way through the field. It's one of the best drives I've seen in a long time. Right, do we start soft or do we start on medium? That is the question. I think I'm going to start on the softs. And let's have a look. So we're looking at a 142. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That's going to be our strategy there. We'll do the same for Lewis. Oh, was it Fisichella we overtook? Right, fuel. We're going to take out just 2 laps of fuel. I don't want to spend too long fuel saving in this race, given that we know we have a pace deficit to the Red Bulls. Right, driver options are set, fuel loads are set, car parts are all done, tyres are chosen. Let's go to the grid.
We're all good to go here in Japan with 53 laps around the Suzuka circuit. Our attention shifts to Lewis Hamilton and what he can produce in this race.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. Get ready. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and
Right,
away
need a
we
good
go.
start. Can we get the jump on Perez? No, we can't. Right, so just for the first few laps, Russell's going to hold position. Perez also on the soft, as is Max. Ocon on mediums could potentially slow down Leclerc and co behind. There's Sainz all the way at the back of the grid. Verstappen looking a bit punchy there. Trying to hold the battery in reserve for the first couple of laps if we can. Just need to weather the storm of Perez pulling away and Verstappen attacking. And then we can go on the hunt ourselves. Field is spreading already. Well, yeah, Ocon is on those mediums, so with Leclerc stuck behind him, he's on softs, and the front four are all on softs. You know, there's going to be a break start to open up behind Verstappen. Right, and this is where we start to go for it.
Let's push and get past him.
We've got a lap to hunt down Perez. If we can stay side by side with Max, we should get him coming out of the triangle here. He's snuck in front, but we're going to undercut and do the up and over. Can we get him under braking here?
We've got Verstappen approaching.
No, we can't. Okay. It's a bit of a shame. Take the gloves off. Let's put him into high aggression now. Do the same for Lewis.
Okay, let's go for it. Okay.
Can we get him through to 20R? Our battery advantage should be kicking in now. That's covering the inside line at Spoon there. Hamilton is now on the back of Perez. I'm actually going to drop the battery just for a second. I want to save some battery so we can sprint away once we get the DRS overtakes done. We might have just given DRS actually to Max. That isn't ideal. We did.
You are the fastest.
Oh no, we got it. We got it. Excellent stuff.
Understood.
And Lewis, unfortunately,
Push and hold, overtake.
did not get the move done.
Make sure you keep these tyres in good nick. Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Understood.
Need to break away from Max. Come on, George. Anything you got?
Now just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Understood.
Use the overtake.
Yep.
Alright, there we go. We've broken away from Max. We're in the DRS of Perez. Russell is going along for the ride as well with a yellow flag. That's a Haas at Spoon, I think. Is that Hulkenberg? It is.
Now this, I think, was at turn 13. Oh, we've seen a few go off the track there. And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there, because that won't do it any good.
And just charge the pack.
Alright, I haven't got the pace to get past Perez. It's a little disconcerting. Red Bulls have really pushed their tyres hard. We've saved a little bit of grip compared to Max, but you know, that'll change. This is dropping out of range.
Just think about lifting coast.
Shorten the braking distance a bit. I want to get those tyre temps down, but I'm going to miss out on DRS. I didn't think it would be Perez that we would be struggling to keep pace with. I thought it would be Max. And yeah, we are losing ground. Right, let's start the fuel save with Lewis.
Just give me some lift and coast.
We'll keep going a little longer with George just to get him into DRS range. And we'll have to look at maybe undercutting Perez. Max is now closing in on the back of George. Not ideal.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
George is dropping off the back of Lewis. I'm going to go back into holding position mode. George just can't get into the dirty. I'm wondering if our car is just not efficient enough at dealing with the dirty air. Maybe that's the problem. And there's nothing we can do about it now because we are out of money. So yeah, we've gone from having a massively powerful car at the start of the season to one that is definitely not the best now. George finally catches back up. Hopefully Perez is going to start to ease off a bit. It looks like he is. Lewis is closing him down. He's taken a few tenths out of him this lap, I think. Get some more battery into George while we can. Yeah, we did gain a couple of tenths on that last lap, and we are on the cusp of getting back into the DRS again, which is nice. Pace, George, don't drop off. George. Doing this to try and avoid burning battery. We weren't as quick as I was hoping at Monza. We weren't as quick as I was hoping at Singapore, and we're not as quick as I was hoping here. This does not bode well for Qatar, because that is a track where it's very hard to push your tyres and not destroy them. Track temperatures are usually pretty high there. So we might have to be just on a very conservative pace setting. And if we're not good in the dirty air, which is what appears to be the case, then we might really struggle at Qatar to move past the Red Bulls if they get in front of us. George again, look, dropping off. I think we have a serious problem with dirty air. I think that's what's causing our cars to lose the ground and not close up. And we can't fix it. We might have developed ourselves into a bit of a hole here. Max is coming again. Right on the edge of George. Might just have snuck DRS. Yeah, he did. Alright, that's not good. Just going to put the cat among the pigeons. Let's see if we can close the gap to Max. To Checo, and see if we can drop Max in the process. I think Checo's on a bit of a push as well, actually. He's suddenly just gained half a second on us. Did we get the DRS off Jacko there? It's going to be tight. No, we didn't. We were close. We were very close. Still gurgling. Apologies if you can hear that. You never know what the mic can pick up. He's determined to get back into DRS. Look, not much we can do about that. Hamilton is close, but again, we don't really have battery to push. I don't want to overdo it with the tyres just yet. Can't really do it anymore with George, who's really got the slightest advantage. Close enough to get a slipstream down the back straight. It's going to be tight. And just lose a little bit of speed through 130R compared to Perez. Not sure if that's downforce or dirty air or a combination of both, but once again it looks like we're going to just miss out on DRS. And we did, yeah. Leclerc is now ahead of Ocon, but they are 8.5 seconds behind. And his soft tyres are now at the point where he hasn't really got any grip left to push on to break away from Ocon. So he's kind of where he's going to be. Alonso's climbed up to 7th. Sainz has got himself up to 15th now. Russell's in huge trouble. No, he's not. He's safe where he is. If he loses DRS to Lewis, then he's in big trouble. But as long as he stays around about 7 tenths, then he'll be fine.
We can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Understood.
Alright, here we go. Getting close to the pit window. So we can start to ease up onto Perez a little bit. It'd be nice to be able to overtake him and get the confidence boost before we box. If possible. And the medium runners, a lot of cars are on softs, so a lot of cars are going to be boxing around the same time as us.
So let's uplift and coast all round.
Yep.
Got to protect Russell here. I think given the tyre situation, we're going to have to box Russell first. Oh, Perez is gone. Wow, did not expect him to go that early. All right, let's up the tyre pace.
It's not going to be long now.
Medium tyres for Perez. So let's hope he gets caught in all that traffic that's coming.
Understood.
We need to start reducing that management.
Copy.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
So Perez is behind Gasly, Stroll, Sonona, Alonso, Ocon and Leclerc. Only two of those are on mediums. So Gasly's probably good for a few more laps. Stroll and Alonso are going to box pretty soon. Leclerc's going to box pretty soon. Yeah. I don't know how long Perez is going to get held up there. Not long enough for my liking, I don't think. In boxing so early took the undercut option away from us. So now we have to go for the overcut. And I'm going to box George at the end of this lap.
No management here required.
Yep.
Box, box.
Yeah, stop.
Come on, fight him off, fight him off. Ah! He's going to back out because he's going to go in the pits.
Just stay close to him.
Alright, at least Russell will get the undercut on Max. And crucially, I don't think Max got the... No, he did get DRS, of course he did. Alright, good quick stop for George. Alonso's into the box. Perez did get past Gasly. Can we get ahead of Gasly? No. Alright, so we've lost a bit of ground. Oh, we only just get out in front of Albon there. That was close.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Yep.
Push and hold it, overtake.
Copy.
Box, box.
So this lap.
George get these tyres up to temp quickly. Max stays out again. Does Max go for a one? No, he can't be going for a one stop, surely not. A 2-second stop, that's a yellow flag.
Watch the yellow
Don't be a
line on
VSC,
exit.
it's not, it's just someone running wide. Please be Max. No, it's not.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Here we are then, reaching turn 13. And that won't help their chances. That won't...
Just watch the white line on exit.
Russell's got his tyres up to temp.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Lewis up
Coming.
next.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off the cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
Albon, Norris and Sainz all in the box. An issue for Piastri. Don't have enough battery really with George to make the move on Gasly here, but we're going to try.
And think about left lifting coast.
Leclerc and Stroll are in the box.
Use the overtake.
Looks like George is going to be able to go around the outside of Gasly. Just about gets it done. Oh, and an issue
Now,
for
what happened there,
Leclerc.
Karun?
Ferrari's
Leclerc coming into
disappointing
pit.
day gets a little bit worse.
Oh, but they have trouble releasing the car.
Hamilton looks to make a move on Tsunoda, gets blocked into the first Dagner. And at the hairpin as well. Russell back into range.
Keep plugging away.
Should be able to sweep around him here. Maybe not. Breaking into Spoon. No. This is wasting all of Lewis's battery, unfortunately.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
As Perez is stuck behind Ocon. Max still hasn't boxed. He must be thinking of a one-stop. Alright, Lewis comfortably
The hot
through.
temp's just going to need some lift and coast.
Nice little boost for his confidence. This will put George on the cusp of peak confidence when he gets past Yuki. He's doing 133s at the moment. Could be going faster. Should see a competitive time from Lewis this lap. George needs to get the move done quickly. now would be a bad time to make that overtake. Let's wait until the start-finish straight when we get the DRS. Not want to give it to Yuki and then lose the position again. And now Max finally boxes. He's done 20 laps on those tyres. 33 on a set of hards if he goes to hards. He's got mediums, so he's looking at the 2-stop now. Oh, 130.4 for Perez. That is quick. I don't think we can beat the Red Bulls here.
Let's keep this up.
Lewis now closing in on Esteban.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Yep.
Max is already past Gasly. Ugh.
Gasly's just boxed. Just to reduce your speed.
Coming.
Yeah, I think we could struggle to get both our cars on the podium here if things continue to play out like this. It's a little worrying. I'm saying we've still got 6 more races and 3 of those are sprints to go this season.
Charge that pack.
Understood.
Please don't box this lap off on. Thank you.
Now just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Understood.
Make sure you stay on top of the PU cooling.
We're going to have to force the overtake like we did with Russell on Gasly.
Pace is still good, let's just keep it up.
Sorry, Russell on Tsunoda. No more upgrades. No more upgrades coming. Well, they're in production. But, you know, after that, that's it. And they're not massive gains.
Pick up the pace.
So I don't know how much they're going to help us.
Good lad.
So happy to push now.
Yeah.
Just charge the pack.
Right, so we got Lewis very, very high on his confidence. Can we get George into peak confidence with an overtake here. Yes, we can. Fantastic. Came at just the right time with Verstappen closing in. Get that extra little boost.
Awesome job, mate. That's currently P3.
Let's take a look at tyres. We have the advantage over Perez, but Max has the advantage over us. And he'll be on us before we're on Perez. When are we due to stop? Lap 37. It's a little early to start burning these tyres. Let's keep an eye on lap times. See what we do across the line. See what Perez is up to. So that was a good lap from George. Well, I think he did have that DRS overtake at the start of the lap, so that will have helped. Hamilton only a tenth faster than Perez. At least Ocon is doing us a solid right now and holding Max up a little bit, although that isn't going to last too much longer. Might get him at the hairpin here. Ooh, is Max out of battery? Saw his red light blinking there. I think Max might be out of battery. I think he might be having to recharge. He's going to get the move done now into turn one, same as George did on the previous couple 2 laps ago. But we've gapped Verstappen by a couple of seconds, which is nice. Once again, we're lapping about the same pace as Perez. Also slightly quicker because of his higher confidence level, but not significantly faster. Do still need to do a bit of fuel saving with George. Want to get him a little bit closer. Max is pushing again. Yeah, look how quickly he's closing up to Russell. Taking about a second out of us on this lap. Why am I not letting Hamilton catch up to Perez? I'm looking after my tyres so I can have some pace later in the stint because I've got a very quick Max right behind me. And Hamilton is starting to close. Perez's tyres are older now. Right, let's see. Leclerc 9th. Sainz up to 12th. Where's Alonso? He's up to 8th now. After his stop. What tyres is everyone on? Gasly's on hards. So Gasly is going for the one stop. Because he was mediums to hards. Still not sure about Max. He's probably going to stop again. He's probably going to go onto a set of softs towards the end. He's going to be mighty quick at the end of the race. Perez might have to go for another set of mediums. We are planning for another set of softs. Does Ocon finally boxes? This has got to be for hard tyres.
Charge the pack.
And it is. And we've got Yuki in behind him. That's also for hard tyres. So Alpine's going to run 8th and 9th right now. And the last couple of laps we've taken a second out of Perez. Right, can George summon the spirit of the wall that we saw back in season 1 at Imola and just frustrate the crap out of a Red Bull? Max's tyre advantage is starting to go. He is overheating his tyres a little bit, stuck behind George, trying to find a way through. Can make sure George doesn't get too froggy on Lewis.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Possible 1-2 for Red Bull. Yes, possibly. Hopefully not. But it's definitely looking a threat. Okay, fastest lap for Yuki. 1:30.0. He's found a little bit of pace all of a sudden. He has just overtaken Sainz though, I think. That's probably the DRS overtake on Sainz. Still, good pace though. We are a long way clear of Stroll in 5th. Haven't quite got a pit stop in hand yet, but it's not far off. problem I have is Lewis can't keep holding back. Well, Lewis isn't holding back. And the gap is 3 seconds. I'm going to start pushing my tyres when we get down to just outside the pit window. Battery in Lewis's car. I'm going to have to up George's tyre pace. He's under pressure, which means I'm going to have to do it for Lewis as well. There we go.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
A couple of laps earlier than I wanted. I didn't want to push until around about lap 32, lap 33, but Max is starting to really pile that pressure on George. If George does jump Lewis here, it's not the end of the world. George has the full battery. Yellow flag. It's Albon.
Yellow.
He's locked up at the hairpin.
But this is what happened.
Not the hairpin, sorry, the chicane.
Now, by the looks of things, we're at turn 15 now. The wheels just
slams on the
lock up
anchors
there.
and yeah,
and
just
they'll need to
drifts
be
onto the
mindful
grass
of the
and
effect that
straight
had
on
the
the
tyres.
triangle. Don't really want to take that confidence away from Lewis. I might have to let Russell make the move. There's no instruction. I just need to get more battery into Lewis's car, and tucking in behind George might be the better way to do that. Max is too close, so I can't just issue a command to say pull over and let George through, because he'll lose position to Max in the process. So he's going to have to take the confidence hit. Although George isn't going to complete the move here. Alright, maybe we can sneak this through here. Yes. Excellent. So that won't hurt Russell. Well, it won't gain Russell any confidence, but it won't hurt Lewis's confidence. We've got the guy with more confidence leading and a full battery leading the train now, and it gives me the opportunity to put Hamilton into a full-on harvest.
Overtake is available.
Understood.
It'll also bring Russell's tyre temps down a bit, which have been creeping up a little bit faster in the dirty air of Lewis's car. It's what we've been doing to Max for the last half a dozen laps, trying to overheat those tyres.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Okay.
It's going to be a tense battle all the way to the end of the race between us and the Red Bulls here.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
There's Perez,
Yep.
1.5 seconds ahead. Perez is probably going to box soon. Question is, what tyres is he going on to?
So just charge that pack.
Understood.
Right, I'm going to try and overtake Perez. See if we can get that confidence boost for George. Lewis is at full battery now.
So stop and charge.
Understood.
Let's push and get past him.
So let's get after it.
Alright. Should, assuming Perez doesn't box this lap, we should get Perez on the main straight. Let's see if I can get
Push and hold,
Hamilton
overtake.
to make the move as well.
Okay.
Look good. So that's currently P1.
Then just charge the pack.
Just going to wait for my opportunity here to try and get him into the hairpin. Alonso's boxed. And we've got a yellow flag.
So currently have a yellow flag.
Yeah, copy.
Ah,
Now we see
disappointing for
this was at
Stroll. He
turn
locked up at the
15.
Cassia triangle.
And there's the lockup. Just unable to control the car by that point.
Use the overtake.
Perez is responding. He's pushing himself. Trying to keep pace with Russell, trying to keep Hamilton back. Max is coming along for the ride. This might be Perez boxing this lap. Really hope he doesn't. Need Lewis to get that confidence boost as well. He doesn't. Oh, come on, Hamilton. Make the move.
It's impossible to follow.
Yeah,
How you
don't
doing,
sweat it,
Derek?
Lewis, don't sweat it.
Charge the pack.
You just see Perez diving into the pits this lap.
And think about left lifting coast. So
No, he's staying out, so maybe he's going for a soft tyre run. What time to run out of battery. Knackers. Right, who do I box first? I think I've got to box Lewis. Stuck in the dirty air, can't make the move.
Okay, so box.
In the box is that.
See if we can undercut Perez. Or at least, you know, if we box on the same lap, hopefully we can jump him in the pits with our classy, speedy pit stops. That's an official term, fast and speedy. So let's schedule George for next lap.
Box.
Confidence absolutely maxed thanks to that overtake on Checo. Oh no, you don't, Max. No, you don't. You git. You absolute git. God damn it. No, I'm not going to retake that position.
Just need to stay on top of the lifting coast.
Right, which Red Bull's going to blink first? Neither of them. Okay, so definite undercut opportunity here.
Copy.
They are going to be mighty fast. You know, if they are going onto softs in a few laps' time, they're going to be much quicker at the end. A 2.0 stop for Lewis. That's good.
All clear on exit.
And we are comfortably out in fourth. New fastest pit stop. How far behind are we? 22 seconds. So we lose about 21 seconds on a pit stop, it would seem. And Russell in clean air for the first time this Grand Prix. Yeah, he's burning his tyres, but is just pumping in some excellent lap times.
If we could just drop back a bit.
So this needs to be a clean stop. Again, the Red Bulls are not boxing. Okay, this is going to play in our favour. Another quick stop, 2.0. As long as the Red Bulls don't suddenly start pumping in insanely fast laps, like a 129.2 for Max. Where did that come from? Jesus. This is our chance to get an undercut. Don't really want to push Lewis's tyres too hard for too long. Got to take these to the end. Perez's tyres are just gone. He's bleeding lap time right now. Now he boxes. So Hamilton should hopefully get the undercut here. About 18 seconds behind. We think it's around 21 seconds for a stop. Don't think we're going to get Max though if Max boxes on the next lap. Russell goes through. There's Hamilton through. The question now is how much longer for Max before he stops. We are 22 seconds, give or take, behind Max with Lewis. It's going to be really touch and go. I'm going to have to drop the tyre pace down though.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off the cliff.
He did a second and a half faster than Max on that last lap. George's tyres are up to temps.
Let's just manage these tyres.
I really want to start putting battery in the car, but I just can't yet. Window open for some fresh air and my blinds are rattling like crazy. Max stays out again, and he did this last time, remember? Maybe think he was going for a one stop. He's going to be a late two-stop, but he's going to be mighty quick when he does box, but he might end up losing too much time to trouble Russell. Hamilton's going to be under pressure. I think Russell will be safe now. How about his tyres? They're about 40-something percent, about 45, 46%, I think. Yeah, 45%. I've already burnt a fair bit of Lewis's grip. Maybe he doesn't have another set of new softs to go on to. Tyres to Perez. You see, look, Perez, his tyres are already worn as well. So maybe Perez didn't have new softs to go on to, whereas we did. Because we saved the set through quali. Max is in. So this is going to be for a set of scrubbed soft tyres then. And Hamilton should get through. He probably will get out ahead of Perez. George is through. There goes Lewis. And here comes Perez. So Max out in third. He's going to be quick in this stint. How bad are his tyres? 90. Yeah. So they're tyres that did a run in qualifying. He's got a slight edge over Russell. A little bit more of an edge over Lewis. But he's going to push his tyres hard. We don't have to worry about fuel. We are slowly building up the batteries. We're probably going to lose the fastest lap. Probably going to have to see if Russell can retake that. Hamilton needs to save his battery to hold off the Red Bulls, who are coming in formation. Sainz is disappointing afternoon, stays disappointing. He's 6.5 seconds off Norris in 12th. Norris is 12 seconds off the back of Stroll, so it's unlikely that Sainz is going to get points here tonight. again. They've still got both their cars in there, so their fight with Ferrari is going to intensify even more. As Perez takes the fastest lap with a 1:28.5. And he's all over the back of Max, so this is good. We want the Red Bulls to fight each other and slow each other down. But Perez was a second faster than both my guys on that last lap. And Max is closing on Lewis. Max is on a push now. Look at that lap time just bleed away in that first sector. So it's going to be a tough afternoon for Lewis. He has to fight off both of the Red Bulls. Not going to get any help from Russell. They are fighting each other for a championship. And that's a new fastest lap, 1:28.3. Sure, Farah's watching the progress of the Red Bulls very intently here. As they hit the 1 second window.
Overtake is available.
Let the battle commence for the remaining 9 laps of this Grand Prix. Take a look at tyres. So Perez has really pushed his tyres hard. Max's tyres are already almost the same as Lewis's. Lewis can hold him back and really frustrate him. That'll burn his tyres even more. It'll give Lewis confidence boosts for getting successful defences and hurt Max's confidence for failed overtakes. All while building the battery up, and then we'll have a sprint with Lewis, and see if we can break away. I'm going to have a crack at the fastest lap with George, so let's get some more battery in this car.
Charge the pack.
Roger.
McLaren coming up in the way. This could be good, it could be bad. If we can get the DRS off the back of that car, which I think is Piastri, it will be vital.
And we can drop the lift and coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Understood.
We didn't get it. But we are holding back Max. Just. Woo. These Leclerc boxes That's a late stop. Okay, Leclerc could be a contender for fastest lap. Oh, Max gets held ever so slightly there. That's good. A chance to break the 1 second. I'm going to take it.
Use the overtake.
Understood.
And we'll push.
Understood.
Push and hold, overtake.
Alright, copy that.
Ah, couldn't get him. Red Bulls are so quick through the first sector.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Yep.
George only green in the first sector. It's a personal best.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Perez and Max fighting each other again. Russell goes purple in the middle sector and gets into peak confidence. Can he get the fastest lap? Yes, he can. 1:27.6, that's a good lap. And George is flying right now, but we need to save his fuel and we need to put him back in top up and we need to save those tyres. There we go. Lewis got DRS on the straight there as well, which is excellent for us, and the Red Bulls are fighting side by side through the S's. This is excellent, slowing them both down. That's the tyre situation. Perez's tyres are already the worst of the five. No, the worst of the four. Max's tyre advantage is gone. Perez is still in DRS, so he's going to have another go at Max very soon. I'm very content to let those two scrap amongst each other and just protect the car in the background and then push it when we need to.
5 remaining.
Perez's tyres then are crucially dropping away quicker than Max's. He might struggle to stay in DRS range here, especially if Max turns up the wick again. In fact, he has dropped out of DRS. And Max is coming back at Lewis. So Max is pushing. Don't have enough battery just yet. I have got enough tyres, so let's up the tyre pace for Lewis.
Covering.
There's some more traffic in the way. It's the Haas of Hulkenberg. And I think, is that Ricardo as well? Or is it Schumacher? I think it's Hulkenberg and Ricardo in front. Let's just please let this traffic be kind. Hulkenberg's down. He dives out of the way of Max, who maybe lost a tenth. There's Danny Rick. And he will dive out the way without getting in the way at all. Won't you, Ricardo? Nice little bit of a slipstream, pull out the way for us, thank you very much. And then be very slow going out of the triangle to slow down Max again. Excellent, that cost Max another tenth or two. Oh, we never looked at what was the situation with Alonso's powertrain. Let's have a look now. How much damage did he take from that shunt? Oh, pretty big damage. Pretty big damage. He lost quite a bit on his ERS. He lost about 10% maybe on his engine. Maybe not that much, but look at his gearbox. That's what happens when you go half backwards into a barrier. Because he was running all new everything just a race or two ago. So that stuff was in the high 80s when he had that shunt all across the board. Russell's going to win this one, unless he does something stupid. Hamilton's got a couple of seconds now over Max and enough battery, fuel and tyres in hand to hold off a late charge. Russell is going to retake.
2 laps remaining.
When I say retake, he's still top, just on on a tie. But he's going to re-establish a gap at the top. He's got the fastest lap and the win. He's going to pull out 8 more points. Oh, Russell spun! He's done something stupid.
Let's see what happened there.
Wait, he hasn't spun. It's
Things
Hulkenberg
were
who's
right
spun.
Here.
Oh my god. Give me a heart attack
Just
for a second then.
goes. And there'll be words had after this, I'm sure.
I just saw the text box pop up with Russell saying spun, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Because that would have dropped him to 4th if he'd done that. And too far behind Perez to have any chance of catching him.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
And the gap now nearly 3 seconds. So yeah, we've got this in hand. As you were for George Russell. Win number 9 is coming up here. Is there any last-minute battles that we can see? Ocon is 30 seconds behind Perez, but he's ahead of Alonso. Who's going faster? Alonso just, but he's not close enough. Unless he can get into the DRS. And I don't think he's closing quick enough to do it. He's got faster tyres and a little bit more rubber. I think this is going to be the only fight worth focusing on. Can Alonso catch and pass Ocon on the last lap? Gap is coming down. That gearbox damage is definitely hurting Alonso. He would have been past Ocon by now if it wasn't for that, gearbox in the 30%. Oh, and Ocon has gone wide. Alonso's through. Oh, Ocon. We've been praising you for such great driving this season, and then we throw the spotlight on you and you wilt under it.
Go. Fighting with the car, just a little, perhaps.
All right, roll reversal, but I don't think Ocon's got enough in the car to get back in front of Alonso. Russell has crossed the line. He's won the Grand Prix. Hamilton in second. Verstappen third. Perez fourth.
Russell wins it! First over the line. And coming in first, it's George Russell.
Oh, we had to work really hard for that one, but
and it's
we got it.
Deserved. A hugely talented driver and undoubtedly a worthy winner.
Maybe I was a little hasty in our doom and gloom merchanting. Well, we have got, as I say, the new suspension, new side pods, new chassis coming for Qatar, but they're not going to give us massive gains. But we are definitely lacking in pace, and there's some very fast tracks coming up. Still don't think we're out of the woods. Still think Red Bull are going to be a major thorn in our side all the way through to the end of the season now. The title might not be decided by our own two drivers. It might be decided by what Max and Checo decide to do. How they decide to interject themselves into the last few races in terms of results. But it is win number 9 for George Russell with the fastest lap as well, so he will gain 8 points over Lewis to lead Lewis by 8 points, and is safe in the knowledge that there are not enough Grand Prix really for Lewis to, well, I mean, there's still 6 Grand Prix left. It's still entirely possible that they could tie. Actually, no, it's not. It's not possible for them to tie on race wins and points.
It was a truly excellent win, with everything working together for the team and driver.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. And right now, it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium.
It gets even better for the team, with both drivers scoring a podium finish this weekend.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And that's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
For the next round, we'll be traveling to Qatar as the drivers battle it out at the Losail International Circuit. We'll see you there.
And there we go, confirmation of the final results. A 1:27.6 in the end. Quite comfortable in the fastest lap, actually, I think. Let's have a look down, see who else got close. Yeah, no one else got close. That was a mighty lap from George to take the fastest lap. He gets the win, he gets the fastest lap. Lewis in second, Max gains a place to finish in third. Checo starting on pole, ends up in fourth. Not a great weekend for him. Alonso a little lucky to get Ocon at the end there, but gains 3 places, but has done significant damage to his car this weekend. Ocon's still getting good points though, in 6th place, finishes ahead of Stroll, who's up 3 places, and Gasly up 4 places. So again, another good drive from Alpine, getting both their drivers in the top 8. That's 12 more points for them this season in the constructors. That's good for them. Yuki gets more points. Charles Leclerc is the first of the Ferraris in 10th. Something is going very wrong at Ferrari this season. Sainz in 11th, gained 9 places from starting at the back of the grid, but was a long way off his teammate, 12 seconds off the back of the points there. And then you see Norris in 12th, Albon in 13th, Magnussen up 4 places in 14th. Disappointing for Zhou, dropping 7 places. And then Ricciardo, Schumacher and Piastri not having a great run. Hulkenberg bringing up the end with that spin at the end there. Yeah, interesting weekend there. Let's have a look at the standings. So, George once again leads by 8 points over Lewis, who is 120 points clear of Max. Max isn't going to get involved in the title fight directly in terms of challenging for the title, but depending on whether he can win races, he can certainly throw off the order of these two. And I said it probably wouldn't be possible. I think it might be possible for them to tie on race wins and points, but it would require, I think, Lewis to win 5 races and retire at least once. Otherwise, he would outscore George. So it's not impossible. Likewise, it's not impossible for Lewis to actually still win his 9th world title. It is still very, very close, just 8 points between them. Checo climbs over Leclerc to get into 4th place. Pretty tight between those two, but again, disappointing from Ferrari this weekend. Just the 1 point. Really don't know what's going on there. Lance Stroll finishing with 6 points is not out of the question of jumping Leclerc if Ferrari's results continue to stay terrible. Alonso with his 10 points does jump above Ocon, so that overtake on the last lap was for more than just position. It was for position in the Drivers' Championship as well. As you can see, that has put him a point clear of Ocon there. Sainz still hasn't broken triple digits. Surely he's going to break triple digits at some point this season, surely. Gasly is closing him down, 14 points now. And there we see 2 more points for Yuki. That is all of the point scoring there. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship. Another maximum for Mercedes. And I don't think we're mathematically there yet. But we've got to be very, very close. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 266 points. And then you've got the sprint, which is another 15. And there's 3 of those, so it's another 45 points. So it's about 300 odd points available still. So we're not mathematically there yet, but we're almost there. I think a 1-2 at Losail puts it over the edge. Aston stretching their gap over Ferrari now to 9 points. Again, those two keeps flipping position in these last few races. It really is going wrong for Ferrari. They've got 2 wins this season as well, which is more than Aston, but they've been so inconsistent. And that's mainly down to Sainz just failing to score on a number of occasions. Alpine, another 12 points for them, as we said before. It's unlikely that they're going to challenge Ferrari, but if Ferrari keep having weekends like this, it's not out of the question. McLaren are not going to catch them. That is, out of the question. Williams probably not going to catch McLaren, but they can definitely be caught by Haas if things go well for Haas in the last few races. Although on their form of the last half a dozen or so weekends, not likely. Alfa Romeo with 4 points. AlphaTauri still yet to score. Let's have a look at the pit stop challenge. We get the 2 fastest stops, but only just. Look how close we were to Ferrari this time. We definitely need our mechanics to start speeding back up again. We've been holding at the 2.0 stop for most of the season. We need to start finding a bit more speed in our pit stops if we want to continue to get the fastest times here. We have 17 from 17 so far, but we can see that Ferrari are definitely threatening now. Red Bull get 4th and 6th. So Ferrari getting some points. It's just in the wrong competition. As you see, they get 3rd and 5th here. Then McLaren's, Alpine and Aston Martin rounding out the top 10. That's what it does to the standings. More maximum points for us. We are imperious at the moment. It's unlikely that anything's going to change that whatsoever. Red Bull, pretty strong, pretty comfortable in 2nd place. I think McLaren may come under threat from Ferrari in the pit stop challenge if Ferrari can keep their stops as quick as Leclerc's were. And then Alpine in 5th, that's probably a lock. So I think that is the fight here in the pit stop challenge. I'm not going to write Alpine out on it completely, but I think it's between Ferrari and McLaren for 3rd. That's it. And then Aston Martin maybe might swap places with AlphaTauri back and forth a bit, but we'll see how the pit crews go over the remaining 6 races. So it was Lewis with the fastest stop this time, a 2.025, 7 thousandths slower for George for his fastest stop. Let's take a look at our driver performances for the weekend. So George, 5 successful overtakes, 5 failed, 7 successful defences, 3 failed. Lewis was pretty mighty in defence for a while as well. They see 3 successful overtakes, 9 failed, 7 successful defences, only 1 failed. Good weekend for him. And of course, more experience for Teo, who will be taking over from Lewis next season. We pay out 25 grand to George for winning. Lewis's win condition is not met, or bonus condition is not met because he didn't win. So we save $500,000 there. That's quite nice. And we gain 4.8 mil from the sponsors. We achieved our targets and our incentives. All good. Right. Let's have a look. Did we get through the race without losing any more parts? No. 3 parts have failed on George's car. We're going to replace the rear wing, the side pods and the suspension. Well, we've got new side pods and suspensions about to go on the car, so that solves that issue. But it is another rear wing that needs to be potentially manufactured. Regulation vote results. So we voted against changing the financial regs to give more money to the top teams. And I think we've lost that vote. Oh, yeah, massively. Haas and AlphaTauri voted the correct way. Alfa Romeo voted against themselves. I've got to argue maybe Williams did as well. Not surprising to see that Ferrari and Red Bull voted for the change, as did Aston. But yeah, top teams will get a little bit extra money next season, and the lower teams will lose a little bit of extra money. That's disappointing. Right. If our spending rate continues, we will go over the cost cap. We already have. It's just a question by how much and how much we're going to get fined. Let's see. Let's advance time. Yes, I know we're going over the cost cap. Right. I think we're probably blocked from doing any more projects. Let's take a look, see if we can do a suspension. We've got nearly 6 million in the bank, but yeah, blocked because we've reached the cost cap. We can't do any more research. We can't do any more development. Our car, well, I know we can't do research. Can we do developments? Let's have a look. No, we can't. So our car is locked into its new spec now with the new parts that are coming. And that will be it until the end of the season. Can we make spare parts? No. So, I'm guessing, yeah, we're over the cost cap by a 3.3 mil by the look of it. That's not... Oh, no, wait. Take off the cost of the wing. So, yeah, we're about 3 million over the cost cap, just about. I wonder if we can emergency manufacture. Oh, we can. So we can still emergency manufacture parts, but we can't make stuff normally. Ooh. Okay, that's going to make things potentially very, very expensive, or our pace is going to drop off dramatically if we start having some wrecks. Because we can't afford to just throw emergency manufacturing at every part that breaks. Oh, and there we go. We're seeing it. A performance loss for Lewis. I've noticed his performance hasn't been improving, and this is the first sign we've seen his performance is deteriorating. So he loses a point in cornering, 2 points in braking, 2 points in control, 2 points in smoothness. His adaptability stays about the same. He loses a point in overtaking and in defending. Reactions and accuracy stay about the same. It was going to happen at some point, and it's starting to happen now. The decline is coming. I can spend, considering I am leaving at the end of the season. Yeah, but the whole point of me building Mercedes up was that they would be another team at the top of the table. I don't want to then cripple them going into the next season, because it just undoes all the work that we've done, and it makes it just a Red Bull walk in the park again. We want to have at least two teams fighting at the top. Mercedes might be getting potentially a little bit of a handicap going into next season anyway, given that we can't do any more research projects and we're still only in September. That's October, November and December. It's 3 months of research that we can't do. So Mercedes are already going to go in with a little bit of a handicap. So I think what we'll do is, given that design centres, there's no point. There's no point of proving that because we can't do anything else. So we're going to deny that budget. We are going to save as much money for Mercedes as we can, but at the same time, we're going to have a surplus of just cash in hand. We're not going to go crazy because we are going to have to pay out fines at the end of the season based on our cost cap expenditure. But we are going to look at improving their facilities a little bit. So we might just go straight ahead and go for a full upgrade on the CFD simulator as the season draws on, and then maybe another facility as well. So it kind of balances out the fact that they're losing some research, but they're going to have strong facilities going into next season. Right. New chassis is complete. We've got 4 of those now. So let's whack those on the car. You see, we get a little bit of a speed boost. It's going to give us a bit of a medium and high speed performance boost. It will help our engine cooling slightly. Nothing too significant. And let's go to build the rest of the cars up. So, go into the warehouse. We've done the chassis. You can see we've got plenty of older spec parts that we can fall back on. Ideally, we don't really want to do that if at all possible, but I don't think we can afford to emergency manufacture anything, really. So we are going to have to roll onto older spec parts as things break. We've got 4 of the current spec of front wings. That's not going to be enough. We haven't got any Mark III wings, so we'd have to regress all the way back to a Mark II wing. So I think we might have to emergency manufacture a couple of wings if it comes to it. Rear wings, we have 3 of those. It is quite a significant drop. Going back to an old spec, we might have to emergency manufacture 1 or 2 rear wings, but hopefully not. Side pods. New side pods are available. They'll give us a speed boost, a little bit of a boost to low speed, but more significantly a boost to medium and high speed, and another little boost to engine cooling as well. Underfloors. We've got 1 spare underfloor at the moment. Hopefully that will be enough, but again, we might need to roll back. We have got a lower spec. It's not a massive drop, so we could roll 1 car back to the previous spec if necessary, but again, don't really want to do that if we can. Let's see, I've still got another suspension to come. We should have 4 of these, so 1's still being manufactured. Let's go ahead and install this. Again, a slight boost to brake cooling and a slight boost to our cornering performance. And what has that done for our car? Well, there we go. It has put us back in terms of top speed. It has given us a boost into medium and high speed cornering, which is what we really needed. And especially considering that Qatar is almost entirely made up of medium speed corners. We're still not best. That's still going to be Red Bull, I think. Yeah, it is. We do have better speed than them. We've got a better DRS than them. Their acceleration is mighty. We have an edge over them in the low speed corners, of which there aren't any at Losail, so that's not going to help us. They do have an edge in medium and high speed, but only on Max's car. So if we just compare Max against Checo, you can see there is a disparity between the two. Checo is running older spec parts. He's got much better engine cooling, which makes me think that they've got some side pods on Max's car that take performance or take engine cooling away to add performance, and some weight difference between the cars as well. So Perez's car is gonna get quicker because it's gonna get the same spec of parts that's on Max. Ooh. How much does cooling affect the car? Like, does it decrease the tyre deg? If you've got really good brake cooling, yes, it can help cool the tyres down a little bit quicker. So it can help stop them wearing out, so quickly. Especially a track with high temperatures like Losail. Engine cooling helps stop the engine from thermally degrading too quickly as well. So every powertrain has 2 wear rates. It has a thermal wear rate and a mechanical wear rate, which contribute to how quickly it will start losing power. If I go into the powertrain section here and go into engine and view manufacturers, so you can see here there is a power loss threshold. Once it reaches on its durability for our engine, once the engine gets down to 65%, that's when it starts to lose its power. Red Bull starts to lose power as early as 85%. They've got the worst power loss threshold on the grid to compensate for the fact that they've got the most power on the grid. And you also see there's thermal resistance as well. So the thermal resistance here is how prone the engine is to overheating. And again, overheating your engine plays into durability and how quickly it wears out. So yeah, cooling is important, but it's always that trying to find that balance between, you know, sacrificing cooling for performance against the durability of your engines. Right. Our cars are built. There's nothing more we can do tonight. That is the end of our stream. We will be back tomorrow, normal time of 9 PM UK time, for Qatar. I will be also throwing up in about 10 minutes or so. I'll be throwing up a poll on the channel because on Friday we're going to be doing the Suzuka race replay, and I will give you an option as to which teams to choose from for the race replay, and then we'll do the scenario afterwards. I'm not actually sure what the scenario is. Let's take a look at what the scenario is. Suzuka Showdown. Oh, it's AlphaTauri. The team must earn at least 2 points. So this is, can we get Liam Lawson his first points of the season? Or can we get Yuki in the points? It just means I think we've only got to score 2 points. So it doesn't matter if we do it with Yuki or Liam. But yeah, that's going to be the scenario that we do afterwards. And then we've got 53 laps to see if we can improve on the team's real result, and I'll give you a list of teams to choose from, which will go up on the community tab of my channel in about 10-15 minutes or so. So there we go, that is the end of another night's stream. Thanks for watching. I am Jimbo, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager.